Good morning, everyone. It is day number 2 in London. Oh yes, it's quite loud. We are headed to the Tower of London to see the crown jewels. We are very excited. It's a new day. We're all healthy. We're happy. And also, Pippa Middleton is getting married today. And we are here for the big day. We're nowhere near where she's getting married, but everybody is talking about it, and it's a huge, huge deal.
Get the video of them coming through the tunnel.
Here is the Tower of London. And then this medieval postern gate gave access to the city of London from the east. It's the only known surviving example of a large medieval gate tower in the city wall. The construction of the subway provided the opportunity to excavate and conserve the remains. That's so cool.
I can distinctly smell expensive perfume and pancakes. Are there any Americans here?
Yes.
Anyone here from Canada? Woo. Any Europeans here? Anyone here from Great Britain? You don't consider yourself part of Europe already, right? Anyone in from London? Whereabouts? Kilburn, lovely. It doesn't matter where you're from, you're most welcome here to Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress, the Tower of London. My name is Mark. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Now for the next 5 hours, I'm going to be your guide. Look at the despair on this child's face.
Where's me spinny thing?
I'm going to take you on a tour of the... There it is. Thanks, man. I'm going to take you on a tour of the tower, point out some historic buildings and tell you stories relating to them, okay? Stories, ladies and gentlemen, and not necessarily the truth. I don't want anyone coming up to me later on going, oh, I think you'll find that was the Duke of Norfolk. Because I think you'll find I don't care. Our story begins way back in 1066 when William, the Duke of Normandy, now known as William the Conqueror, defeated the Anglo-Saxon King Harold at the Battle of... Yeah, not quite so many of you joined in on that one. Someone very proudly shouted Waterloo yesterday. Anyone here from France? No. Well, you lost your accent. William was crowned King William I on Christmas Day of that year, but he had to continue to fight his Saxon subjects who did not take kindly to Norman domination. William was looking for somewhere to build a citadel to impress and dominate the citizens of London. He chose a site just inside the eastern city walls where once a Roman fort had stood. In 1078, he authorised the building of his first royal palace and fortress in this country. Today we refer to it as the White Tower. It's over there behind those buildings. Don't bother looking, it's behind the building.
Oh, look at the raven. Did you get a picture of the raven? Right there, the big old.
Where? Oh.
Look at that bird.
It was said that if the ravens ever left or there were no more raisins, that the kingdom and tower would fall. So now they keep ravens at all times in the tower.
We lost Papa. Say your spelling. Grandpa. Oh, wait. Grandpa.
these boats. Can you do that again?
Working it.
Yeah, working it.
Right, here we are, Traitor's Gate, possibly the most famous, possibly the most infamous gate in the world. This was built during the reign of King Edward I as he required a safer and more useful entrance into the tower. Rather than try and go for the narrow, crowded, twisted streets of London where convoys could be attacked, stores stolen and prisoners set free, he decided to use the River Thames as a highway. He had a hole punched through the outer defensive wall so that at high tide, boats could pass through these gates and unload their cargoes in safety. Therefore, this was originally known as the Watergate. Yes, Americans, we had it here first. And ours doesn't have any leaks. Too soon? Get over it. The king realised it weakened the defence of his premier fortress and he commanded that the tower be built above the gate to defend it. This is named in honour of a former constable of the Tower of London, Thomas Becket. He was the Archbishop of Canterbury who was murdered on the steps of Canterbury Cathedral in 1170, possibly on the orders of his own best friend, King Henry II. So, if, as I have said, this was called the Watergate, how then did it become known as Traitor's Gate? Well, that was down to the large numbers of alleged traitors to pass through those gates during the Tudor period. Among them, no less than 3 Queens of England: Queen Anne Boleyn, Queen Catherine Howard, and Lady Jane Grey. I'll be telling you their stories in a little while. High dignitaries of the church and elder statesmen were no exception. Those and many more poor unfortunate souls would have travelled down from their trials at the Guildhall or the Palace of Westminster, passed through these gates and climbed these stony steps. Here they'd be met by guards like myself and taken through the archways and off to their cells to await whatever fate had in store. For some it would be a short journey to their place of execution. One of those horrible cells was in the infamous Bloody Tower. There it is. Originally known as the Garden Tower, its name was changed to the Tower of Blood or Bloody Tower during the Elizabethan period to commemorate the many tragic events that have happened within.
So this is where the queens died. This is where all of the queens of England, yeah, died and were executed. Total. Gentle visitor, pause a while. Where you stand, death cut away the light of many days. Here jeweled names were broken from the vivid thread of life. May they rest in peace while we walk the generations around their strife and courage under these restless skies. Well, we have seen the crown jewels. We have taken a beefeater tour, and now we're gonna go get some fish and chips. We are being extra touristy today. Behind me, right here, is the first building or first tower in the Tower of London. It is where, it's called the White Tower. It's where the first king, is it the first king? Or just the king? One of the kings
lived there for about
built
500
it
years.
so he could live there for and it was there for 500 years. That's where the kings lived throughout their terms for 500 years. So that's pretty cool. Little piece of history for you. There it is. The White Tower. Now we're gonna go get some fish and chips.
Yes, we are.
So hungry. So hungry, let's go. We are currently walking across the London Bridge. Tower Bridge, but it's also the London Bridge. the famous London Bridge. And there is the Thames River. We're going to be taking a river tour sometime during the week. I don't remember the specific date, but this bridge is beautiful. I love the light blue coloring. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
Well, what do you think of the trip so far?
I love it. It's definitely, it can be costly. You got to be smart with your money, but just the sheer beauty of a whole new culture and place, so different from the United States, it's definitely worth your time and your money.
100% agree. What do you think so far?
Oh, I think everything is so incredible because of all the history.
Yes.
And we have learned so many things that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And the architecture is different and wonderful, and it's just lovely.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's far away.
Well, there you have it, folks. The many wise words of Larry Pyle. Okay, so we did the Tower of London. We walked across the Tower Bridge, not the London Bridge, because apparently there's nothing special about the London Bridge. So we walked across the Tower Bridge, and now we were currently sitting in the Hayes Galleria. I will show you really quick what that looks like because it's absolutely beautiful. Let me show you. It's just a little shopping area with a really cool ship in the middle of it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Just hanging out in the beautiful city of London, relaxing, chilling out before we have to keep walking. Okay, so this is the correct London Bridge. Yeah, just a flat bridge.
Are we sure it's this one or is it the one behind it?
No, I think it's that one.
Jeez,
oh
Ryan.
dear. Oh yeah, that is it.
Okay.
This is it. This is the London Bridge.
Everything that
We mistook?
yeah, mistook it.
Yeah, we mistook the Tower Bridge for the London Bridge, so.
Which, when everybody calls it this, when everybody calls that back there, the London Bridge, that's, when you hear London Bridge, everybody's referring to the Tower Bridge.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.